Here's your daily dose of fitness, food, and fun. Anjelica's Daily Surprise starts now.
Have a brain fart. I have this thing that I like to say that warms up my mouth very fast. And no, it's not a blowjob. I've only used Tinder once. Went on one date with a guy. Huge dick. Tiny penis. Hello there and welcome to my apartment. It is part 2 of how I get ready to perform stand-up comedy. Now, if you don't have much time, you could just do the first 10-minute ritual, or you can do just this one, or if you have about 20 minutes, you can put these two together, okay? So this is part 2. This is a bit more of an intense version, but we are pretending that we are somewhat starting from scratch, okay? So right away, I have this thing that I like to say that warms up my mouth very fast. And no, it's not a blowjob. Oh, okay, here we go. We're cracking jokes right away. What do I like to do to warm up my mouth fast? I go, many mumbling mice, making magic music in the moonlight. Mighty nice. Many mumbling mice, making magic music in the moonlight. Mighty nice. Now, start to take your focus elsewhere, okay? Many mumbling mice, making magic music in the moonlight. Mighty nice. Many mumbling mice, making magic music in the moonlight. Mighty nice. Okay, so we're right away getting that ma. Give me that ma. And start to hit the leg. Now, what I want you to do from here, I don't want you to hit yourself hard, but as you can see what I'm doing, I'm saying one syllable per hit, or pat, rather. Let's pat yourself. Now, you can pat yourself anywhere you like. You can switch legs, you can do your heart, or give yourself a pat on the back, but it's a little harder to do that. I find when I'm nervous, once again, heart rate is firing off, out of control, I like to do my chest so that it soothes me. So find a soothing, steady beat. You're going to take a line of dialogue from your stand-up or from the speech you're about to give, right? Because this is good for public speaking in general. You're going to take a line, maybe a line that's hard to say, and you're just going to do it with the beat, just like this. Now, when you're speaking, if there's a moment where you have a brain fart, you have to stop and start over, okay? So we're trying to work through those inconsistencies in your speech, because what happens when you add nerves onto all of this? You think too much, you overthink, and then you bumble a word. So your brain is firing off, it's going, say this, say that, how about this? And sometimes if you forget what you're saying, you can say something and it's stupid. Or not stupid, but it's not what you planned on. So if there's a passage of dialogue that you intend on saying to a large crowd, work your way through that sentence. Now, adversely, let's say you don't have a word-for-word plan in your public speaking. It's a lot of improvisation, but you know you want to say a few things. So what you would say is, these are the things I want to cover today. Much like in this segment that I'm doing right now, I'm teaching you how to publicly speak using physical, vocal, and mental prompts so that you can go out there and kill it. So there you go. That's another way you can warm up, is by simply stating your intention on a beat, because your brain is constantly and consistently funneling information. What happens on stage sometimes is maybe you lose your train of thought and you're going, oh my gosh, what am I saying next? Every second on stage, speaking in front of a crowd with your train of thought completely lost feels like an eternity, and it is not that long. So reassure yourself right now that 1 second in real life is not equal to 1 second when you're speaking in front of a crowd. If you lose your train of thought, take those few seconds to stop. Because, you know, what you're saying is important, and everybody needs to process it anyways. And sometimes when you do have those moments where you completely forget what you're saying, and then you look back on recordings, which I highly suggest you do. I watch all my sets, good or bad. That's how I learn from them. Sometimes where I've been in a set and I've forgotten where I'm at in the performance, I watched the video back after and it was literally 3 seconds, but it felt like 30. So just know that if and when that happens, and I say when because that will happen to you at some point, embracing that thought alone will free you from avoiding it. So if you go, this could happen today. In this show, I could totally forget what I'm saying. I could have a wardrobe malfunction. That's happened too. I could accidentally insult somebody and they heckle me back. Accept that all these things are possibilities when you put yourself out there in front of groups of people, and embracing that alone will free you from the fear of it and make you more able to deal with it in real time, in the moment. So it's all about being in the moment. Now, I want you to just rub between your eyebrows. Okay, this is a spot that gets tense, your forehead. When people are really trying to emphasize a point and they're nervous, they do this a lot. I do that too. I still do it, right? I have the forehead wrinkles to prove it. We want to relax the forehead, relax the eyes. Okay, now we're going to come down to the ground. This is optional. I like to do an exercise that makes me tired. And I like to resist against myself, and I like to practice a joke. So right now I'm doing mountain climbers, but you can just hold a plank and deliver your line. So what can my line be here? I don't use dating apps. I've always preferred to date the old-fashioned way by plowing through my immediate social circles. I've only used Tinder once, hated it. Went on one date with a guy. Huge dick. Tiny penis. Never again. See what I did there? I did one joke and I did a very tiring exercise. So this is connecting my body to my voice. Discomfort in the body. If you're doing something cardiovascular, it's equivalent to being on stage in front of people. It's the same physical response, right? So you're on stage, and once again, heart rate's up. You want to get your heart rate up and practice your line, okay? Hey, everybody, it's great to be here today. How are you doing? Not bad. All right. So because I'm focusing on changing my movement in my body and speaking at the same time, it means I'm multitasking. So I'm not doing just talking. Okay? It also gets you loosened up. It gets your mind used to speaking those words while doing a physical activity. So instead of just standing there and going, oh, these are my lines, this is what I want to say, you're doing something physical. So my planks are my favorite thing, but if you're not a plank person, come back down, and you're just going to do a one-armed push-up, and you're going to push and catch yourself. So pushing against yourself, creating resistance, and speaking your line, okay? You don't need to get to the point where you're sweating because you want to be dry when you perform, but you want to get to the point where you've activated your full body, okay? So, I've always been very old-fashioned when it comes to dating. I've never used the apps. I've always just preferred to plow through my immediate social circles. Yeah, I've only used Tinder once. One time, can you believe that? I went on one date with a guy. Huge dick, tiny penis. Never again. Anyways, how long have you two been married? See what I mean? It's moving through space, but staying mentally focused. So I mentioned in the previous segment that it's 3 pillars, right? So you've got your physical, which we've activated. And keep in mind, you can do cardio, you can do a plank. I know some people like to jog on the spot. A gentle butt kick if you're looking for something more low impact. But you want to be standing, okay? If you're warming up here, your energy is sunken into your seat. You want to get your energy circulating through the body. You need to get it out of the seat, into the head, into the throat and face with your and then take it throughout the rest of the body so that there's blood coursing throughout. Okay, so that's physical. The mental is the exercises, many mumbling mice, making magic music in the moonlight, mighty nice. Addressing the crowd, doing your bit, getting that heartbeat going in the body. Make sure you talk on every beat. As soon as you drop a beat, you have to start again, okay? You can experiment with tempo. If you're just getting acquainted with the dialogue that you're saying, go slow because you get more time, and time moves slower as a result of you hitting it throughout the body. As you get more and more comfortable, you can go as fast as this. This is about as fast as you want to go, okay? So there's that. And then last but not least, it's the spiritual element. Now, everybody believes in something different. I personally have memories, and this is all very personal. It's very custom and private to what kind of sets you off in a way, or what gets you fired up. We've all had moments in our lives where we're like, I'm gonna do this, and you have your reason. This is the only time where I would suggest taking a seat. You have your thing that motivates you. Now, I like to alternate between sitting up nice and tall and then also relaxing and kind of turning into a little goblin here. So you want to just get your spine nice and loose. And I start to think about why specifically I do what I do. Or times where I have it's really clicked in for me why I want to do what I want to do. I've spent my life as a dancer, and I've always loved performing, and I cannot see a future for myself unless it's in the area of the performing arts. And every time I'm allowed to speak on a stage, I remember that. I remember all the years of dance classes, all the years of being told maybe, hey, you're not good enough. And, I've been told that a lot. People that say hurtful things, that undermine you, and you can go a little bit negative, but I would be weary of not going down like a hate spiral. You think of those things, though, when you've been the underdog, truly. And then you think of the times where people have gone, hey, that's really good. You're doing an amazing job. How do you do it? This is how you do it. You take the quiet time. I'm just going to twist here just to get some spine mobility. This is good as well. You could do some spinal twists. Oh, did you hear that crack? Oh, yes. So you're just thinking about how you're climbing through the ranks, why you've been chosen specifically to speak, why you've been given this opportunity. I'm just going to finish standing here. You have to remember that you are special and unique. and you are called upon to address these people. Think of what you want to do in that room. You want to conquer. You want to say the point that you need to say, whether it's something very serious or making people laugh. Find your intention. And most importantly, have fun. Life is short, it's complicated, and the fact that we even get to do what we do is extraordinary. So the next time you address the public, whether it be to joke or to relay an important message, keep that all in mind. Make yourself like a burrito of information. And most of all, enjoy yourself. That's been Anjelica's Daily Surprise. I hope this was inspirational and motivational. See you next time.